Close your eyes. Not to escape, but to awaken. Feel the pulse beneath your skin, the quiet rhythm that rises when you let go. That's not your thoughts. That's not your mind. That's something deeper, something infinite. That's imagination. Today, I want to take you on a journey. Not to show you something new, but to help you remember what you've always known. The treasure you've been searching for, the answers, the purpose, the clarity. It's not hidden. It's not something you'll find outside of yourself. You've been carrying it this whole time. It's imagination. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, imagination? Isn't that just for children? For daydreaming and fantasies? But let me ask you something. How do you think the life you're living right now came to be? Every choice you've made, every situation you've found yourself in, every dream you've chased or let go of, it all started in your imagination. Imagination is not a thought. It's not the mind working overtime to create something from nothing. It's a force. A flow. A river of infinite possibilities that moves through you, shaping everything you see, everything you experience. Let's start by redefining imagination. Imagination is not your mind. The mind is a tool. It analyzes, categorizes, and processes. Imagination is beyond the mind. It flows through it, but it's not confined by it. Think of your mind as a lens. It can focus, it can project, but it doesn't generate the light. Imagination is the light that flows through the lens, illuminating everything. This is why imagination feels so limitless. It doesn't operate within the boundaries of logic, reason, or even time. It's not about thinking, it's about feeling, sensing, and creating from a place that goes beyond what you know. Imagination is the language of the universe. It's how creation happens. Every tree, every star, every molecule in your body started as energy, pure, infinite potential that flowed into form. When you imagine something, you're tapping into that same universal flow. You're not just picturing something in your head, you're connecting to the source of all creation. But here's where most of us get stuck. We live from our minds. The mind loves control. It wants certainty, structure, and rules. It tries to fit everything into neat little boxes, labeling what's real and what's possible. And because of that, it often resists imagination. The mind doesn't trust what it can't explain. It clings to fear, to doubt, to patterns that feel safe, even when they're not serving you. It whispers things like, "That's unrealistic. You don't have what it takes. What if you fail?" Sound familiar? This is the mind's way of keeping you small. It's not malicious, it thinks it's protecting you. But in doing so, it builds walls around your imagination, cutting you off from the flow that's always been there. When you live from the mind, you live in fear. You second-guess yourself. You stay stuck in patterns, repeating the same cycles over and over, because the mind is too afraid to step into the unknown. But here's the truth: you are not your mind. You are the awareness behind it. You are the force that moves through it. And the moment you realize this, you can stop letting the mind control you and start letting imagination flow through you. Let's bring this into the realm of science for a moment, because imagination isn't just some abstract concept, it's a measurable, powerful force. Studies in neuroscience show that when you imagine something, your brain responds as if it's actually happening. The same neural pathways light up, the same chemicals are released, and your body reacts as though the imagined event is real. This is why visualization is so powerful. Athletes use it to enhance their performance, imagining themselves winning races or perfecting their movements. And it works, not because it's wishful thinking, but because imagination rewires the brain, creating new pathways that lead to real-world results. But imagination doesn't stop with the brain. It interacts with energy, with vibration. Quantum physics tells us that the act of observation changes reality. When you hold a vision in your imagination, you're collapsing infinite possibilities into a specific outcome. In other words, what you imagine becomes your reality. Now let's talk about how this works in your daily life. Your outer reality is always a reflection of your inner world. The situations you find yourself in, the people you meet, the opportunities that come your way, they're all shaped by the energy you hold within. And imagination is the tool that directs that energy. Think about it. When you constantly imagine worst-case scenarios, what happens? Your body reacts with stress, your mind locks onto fear, and your actions become defensive. You start to create a reality that matches those imagined fears. But when you imagine joy, freedom, and abundance, your energy shifts. You open yourself to new possibilities. You begin to align with a reality that reflects those visions. This isn't magic, it's creation. The life you're living right now was imagined into being. Whether you were conscious of it or not, your imagination has been shaping your world all along. The question is, are you using it intentionally, or are you letting the mind control the narrative? You don't need to find imagination. You're already connected to it. But to let it flow freely, you need to step beyond the mind. Here's how. 1. Silence the noise. Take time each day to quiet the mind. Not to stop your thoughts, but to move beyond them. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and feel. Imagination flows in stillness. 2. Trust the flow. When images, feelings, or ideas rise, don't question them. Don't analyze or control. Trust what flows through you, even if it doesn't make sense. 3. Feel the vision. Imagination is fueled by emotion. See the world you want to create and feel it as if it's already real. Let the emotions of that vision, joy, excitement, freedom, flow through you. 4. Release the outcome. Imagination isn't about forcing reality to match your expectations. It's about aligning with the flow and allowing it to unfold. Trust that what you imagine is already coming into being. 5. Notice the mirror. Look at your life and ask, what is this reflecting back to me? If it's not what you want, imagine something new. Close your eyes one last time. Not to think, but to feel. Feel the flow of imagination moving through you. This isn't a tool or a trick. It's the treasure you've carried all along. The power to shape your world, to create the life you desire, is within you. The name quantum, which started as nothing but a spark in my imagination. And now, here you are, proof that what we imagine becomes real. What will you imagine? What worlds will you create? Stop living from fear. Stop letting the mind control you. Let imagination flow. It's not out there. It's not in the future. It's here, now, flowing through you. The treasure has always been within. Now rise. Create. Shape the world as only you can. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my linktree in the comments for more ways to connect, explore my playlists, dive into my books, and join me on this journey of imagination and creation. Let's create magic together.